Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a beautiful, beautiful day here in Winston-Salem and Jamison Park. We're, as I said earlier this week, as we did another groundbreaking, we're here to do a couple of things, but to celebrate the voters' confidence in the city of Winston-Salem by their overwhelming approval of a bond issue that's allowing us to do many wonderful things throughout our community here in recreation and transportation and public safety and economic development and housing. But today we're here to honor someone and do a groundbreaking for a park that's so well deserved with Nick Jamison, the former director of the city's Parks and Recreation Department for 27 years as that director. So Nick certainly earned the recognition today. I have a number of guests we'll hear from. Of course, Mayor Pro Tem Burke will come, Council Member Robert Clark, and then we'll hear from Tim Grant, our current director of Parks and Recreation, and then from Nick Jamison himself. There's some folks I want to recognize. Mr. Jim Conrad, who is the chairman of the Parks and Recreation Committee and Commission. Glad to have you here, Mr. Conrad. And we have members of the bond committee that are providing oversight for that. See Tom Frederick's here. Mr. Kay is here. The other members of the bond committee that's here that I missed. But we thank you for your work and keeping us on task with that regard. And again, I just want to thank the staff for the extraordinary work that they've done in moving so many of these projects forward already. But today, as we kick off the Jamison Park here and start adding the improvements to this wonderful facility here, and Tim Grant will tell you a little bit more about what we're going to do specifically, but so needed in this part of the city as it continues to grow. But again, welcome. Glad to have you today, and I'm going to ask Mayor Pro Tem Vivian Burke for comments.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It is so wonderful to be here on this beautiful sunshine day. I've had the opportunity to know Mr. Jamison. I had the opportunity to observe him as he carried out his duties and responsibilities. So it's only fitting and proper that we would have something named after him. I was telling Mr. McNeil a few minutes ago that we have provided through the taxpayers' dollars very fine recreational facilities for our citizens to enjoy and appreciate. And as I looked around this area, I did say to him, how large is this park? And he said 36 acres. And I said, we have some bigger. You know about them. If you go out to Winston Lake, how big that one is, and Salem Lake, how big that one is. And when you look around at all of our recreational facilities, our parks and our buildings, Mr. Jamison had a lot to do with that, because he was working with the citizens and seeing the needs. So I want to say to you on this sunshiny day, because I know all of us want to have a chance for your councilman to have something to say. I know I'm in your ward. I'm going to limit what I'm going to say. We understand protocol, and we're very careful when we're in each other's wards. And our city manager, Mr. Lee Garrity, he's the biggest politician we have out. He can get along with all of us. But I want to tell you again, it is such a beautiful day, and I pray that this will become a reality and that people will be coming and going and having a wonderful time. And may God continue to bless you as we celebrate the great occasion for the Jamison Park groundbreaking.
Thank you, Mayor and Mayor Pro Tem. This is an election year. I'm surprised there aren't more of us out here. But these are mostly my folks, so thank y'all for coming. I do want to apologize for being a few minutes late, but I do have a good reason. I was recently appointed to the Board of Trustees at Winston-Salem State University. We're meeting right now, and I had to wait to an appropriate time to kind of slip out the back and come out here. This is a unique opportunity and experience for me. I have never in my 14 years on the City Council opened a new park in the West Ward. So this is indeed a joyous day. As the mayor said, we don't do this very often, but we have had a commitment, and in the recent bond package, we did put quite a bit of money in for new parks and approving the ones we have. I do want to comment that while it is 36 acres or whatever, it's not the largest park we have. It is going to connect. There is a walkway, and right now you can walk up the path, I think, all the way to the new Jefferson Elementary, which is on the other side of Robin Hood, and I think the path currently ends right down here at Country Club. But we are committed to continuing to grow these. We call them linear parks. They basically follow the creeks and streams in our area. And eventually you'll be able to go further north and further south, so you can get on here. And I think right now it's about a 2-mile walk, I believe. It's a pretty good ways. 2.9, okay. I counted my steps. I knew it was kind of in that range, but something like that. But hopefully someday soon you're going to be able to walk 4, 5, 6, 10 miles, whatever you want to walk to, as we continue to connect these together. I would not be a good politician if I didn't also comment there's some other great things that are happening out this way. Very soon you're going to see a widening of Meadowlark Road. We're going to be putting the 3-lane in all the way from there, from Country Club to Robin Hood. Now, part of it is currently 3-lane, particularly towards Robin Hood in a few places. But if you can imagine the city of Winston-Salem, there are a lot of roads that go in and out, but there aren't a lot of perimeter roads. When you think about it, the closest perimeter road is Silas Creek Parkway, but Meadowlark kind of serves that purpose to a certain degree. And so we're going to do our best to widen it. And someday, and I don't know if any of us here will be alive then, but someday we'll have a western belt loop that will hopefully solve the problem. But today we're here to talk about Nick Jamison and his fine service to the city and turn a little dirt over. I don't know if Nick's lucky or fortunate, but he happened to leave and retire just when I came on, so he didn't have to put up with me. But he did a great job for this city for a long, long time, and we truly do have a great park system because of what he did. And I am truly honored that the West Ward has selected to honor him with the naming of this park. So, Nick, if you want to come up and say a word or two. Oh, Tim, excuse me. Tim, you're next. Come on up.
Thank you. I'd like to thank all of you all for being here today. This is a beautiful day. I can't believe we've had, for park projects, 2 great weather days in December for groundbreakings. In our system here, we have 76 park locations. This particular location will be the 77th park in the city of Winston-Salem, which says a lot. Which says a lot about the commitment not only from the citizens, but says a lot about Nick Jamison and his commitment during his tenure as Recreation and Parks Director. I would like to point out a couple of people that are here today. I think Jim Conrad has already been mentioned, who is chair of our Recreation and Parks Commission. Tom Fredericks, who's here, former assistant city manager. Also Robert Presswood. Robert, where are you? Robert's worked very diligently in leading us on this project. And also Doug Stimmel. Doug, would you and your team raise your hand, because they're the ones that have basically created the vision for this particular park. As you look at the 2 diagrams up front, this is going to add a tremendous recreation opportunity to the west side of Winston-Salem. It will also be an amenity here that will be just off of the Muddy Creek Greenway. And for those of you that live on this side of town like I do, there's not many days you can come by this gravel driveway and not see people out here on this greenway. So we're very excited, and we want to thank you and thank the citizens and the mayor and the city manager and city council especially for supporting us in this effort. I'd like to get out of the way and introduce to you Nick Jamison, who this park is named for. So Nick, come on up.
First of all, that program that you have there, take a real good look at it, because I am the same person as that picture. And I appreciate, Ed, you putting that picture there, or Tim, or whoever. That was nice of you. I came to the city 49 years ago out of Western Virginia. Got a couple of breaks, worked for some great people, some great council members, great mayors. Very, very fortunate in a lot of ways. I've been blessed to be a part of the city of Winston-Salem, and even more blessed to be a part of the Recreation and Parks Department. There's some employees here from Recreation and Parks, and salute to all of them. Wish all of them could be here, and a lot of past employees who did a great job for Recreation and Parks. it is tough to kind of think at about 15, 16 years ago. I walked all over this property, talked to the owners. Soybeans were planted at that time. I see you've moved up to corn now. So we were renting the property at that time. City was making a little money on the crop, and I'm just so thrilled that here in the West Ward, going to get the opportunity to have this developed and developed in a great way. I think you have a great plan, and Doug, congratulations. I look forward to seeing the final results out here at that. I only live a couple of miles away, so I can ride a bike or walk here very easily. But I just want to thank everybody. I mean, it's Alan, worked with him for a number of years. Tom, worked for him. I was thinking about it the other day. I worked for 4 different city managers and 4 different assistant city managers that I reported to over the years. And all of them were very supportive. And the citizens of Winston-Salem have a lot to be proud of with the city of Winston-Salem and their government. We are very, very fortunate in this area. We just, like I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. I look forward to it. I should mention my wife is here. She put up with a lot of late nights and weekends and stuff. I know Tim has the same issues probably now. So Wanda, thank you for all that you did and appreciate that. Thank you, and for the citizens of the West Ward, I hope you really enjoy the Greenway. Greenways are tremendous, tremendous assets, and if you go around the country, we are right there competing with the Raleighs and the Charlottes, the Durhams with good greenways, good walking trails, good areas to do your own thing. You don't have to do anything except show up with a pair of tennis shoes or walking shoes and take off. So thank you so much, and look forward to the development.
Well, thank you, Nick. Again, a very well-deserved honor. Let me invite the speakers to grab a shovel. Mr. Conrad, if you grab one, Mr. Garrity, Mr. Presswood.